Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today's video, we're going to pick up where we left off on the Scientology spy files. This is going to be video 7 in that series. And today we're basically going to find out what the next step is that Scientology are going to do to spy on myself and my wife and our newborn son. And to recap, up to this point, they have people watching our house 24/7. They've enlisted a few of my friends that used to be in Scientology, and to basically kind of give them as much info as they're willing to give. They're now paying to have our garbage collected each week. So Scientology gets our garbage instead of the garbage company. And that leads us to our basically our next document. And this is pretty crazy. And when I got these documents, I thought it was pretty crazy. So let's get right into it. This is the next document. This document is from April 9th, 2006. And there's not really any information going or coming. There's no kind of paragraph or anything. It's just a list. And it says contacts at the top of it. And then it has the date, the time, a phone number, a name, and a time. These are my phone records. These are my phone records for a several-month period. Basically, they were coming up with nothing between all their intel sources and private eyes and garbage collection. So they paid somebody at the phone company to give them my phone records. And that is exactly what these are. It's an itemized list of every phone call that I made, who I made it to, and how long we were on the phone. And we'll just go through this real quick. So this is page 1. You can see this covers 17 January to 30 January. And I've blocked out the numbers and a lot of the names because those people have nothing to do with any of this, just people that I happen to be calling. The next page 2, goes from 30 January to 7 February. And then page 3 goes from 8 February to 15 February. Now, this is where things get interesting. So basically in February and March is when I started posting on the internet on these basically like ex-Scientology message boards, and also just a website that was just exposing Scientology, which is Operation Clambake. And on those two sites, I was posting mainly things that I knew about the international headquarters and things that were going on there. Now, once I started posting those things, I started getting contacted by several different people. I started getting, and this is through the message boards, I started getting contacted by a lot of ex-Scientologists, some of which I suspected were spies. But I also started getting contacted by media outlets, specifically the National Enquirer, Life and Style magazine, and Star magazine. And these publications basically wanted to know what I knew specifically about Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. Now, during this time period is when basically when the whole Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes, world tours happen. We got couch jumping and whirlwind marriage, and all these different things have been happening. And now they're having a baby, and all the tabloids want to know about that. So what the tabloids would do is they would send me photos. These different publications would send me photos that they would get from their paparazzi people, and they would have me translate what those photos meant. So they'd have somebody basically camped outside of Tom Cruise's house in Beverly Hills, all these paparazzi people, and then a vehicle would drive in and they'd get a bunch of pictures, and then the vehicle would drive out and they'd get a bunch of pictures, or somebody would get out of a vehicle and they'd take pictures of that person. So I was getting all these pictures of people outside of going in and out of Tom Cruise's house. Well, it just so happened that some of those people were people that I knew. And so it was very easy for me to write a little blurb of what was happening in the picture and what this meant and what the repercussions of that person visiting there would be and all these different things. So first we have Blown for Good posting on the internet, and now simultaneously we have all these stories coming out in Star Magazine and Life and Style Magazine on the cover talking about all this stuff that's happening inside Tom Cruise's life. And they're not sure how I'm getting any of this information. And so they're not sure who's giving these media publications the information. So pretty much once they get my phone records, they know that I'm both guys. I'm the guy posting this stuff on the internet, and I'm also the guy that's talking to the tabloids. And I'm pretty sure they figured it out when they got the phone records. They were like, okay, we got a big problem here. So you will see, I didn't black out any of the publications on the document. So this is on page 3. You can see the last end of the page there. There's National Enquirer, Weeder Publications, Star Magazine. On page 4, again, Star Magazine, Life and Style. And this page 4, the phone records go from 15 February to 22 February. And then we have this next page goes from 22 February to 25 February. And there's also, you can see the St. Pete Times at the time. God, what was it called? I forgot. There's another, I think there was another name for the newspaper before it turned into St. Pete Times. But either way, I'm talking to a reporter in Florida. This goes from 22 Feb to 1 March. And then the next page goes from 2 March to 7 March. And then next page is 7 March to 24 March. Again, you can see I'm talking to St. Pete Times, Life and Style, all these different publications. And then the last page goes from 29 March to 8 April. So basically it goes until the day before this report was sent. So they essentially, and I'm pretty sure that I got my phone in the beginning of January with this number. So I'm pretty sure that they have my phone records from the entire time I had this phone up until this point. Now, so they've got people buying my garbage. They're buying my garbage. They got people spying on me. They got my friends spying on me that used to be in Scientology. And now they're buying my phone records. And this is just the beginning, folks. This is just the beginning. In the following videos, things go insane and crazy. And the amount of stuff that's going on and the amount of information they're trying to get and all of the activity that is surrounding us. And by the way, I'm just doing my thing. I'm not aware of any of this stuff going on. I suspect there's some spies floating around, and I'm conscious of that, but there's not really anything I can do. And meanwhile, we've got a newborn baby. They're digging through all of our garbage, and those garbage bags are filled with newborn baby diapers, okay? And we are writing phone numbers on Post-it notes and sticking them in, like sticking it in a diaper before it gets thrown away. And we're spiking the deck a little bit because we suspect that they're going through stuff. But regardless, we're not throwing away anything that's going to, give them any kind of operational intel. But at the same time, there's like basically a full court press going from Scientology's side. So that's it for the video for today. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you want to support the Aftermath Foundation, which helps people that have escaped from Scientology get a new start in life, you can click below at theaftermathfoundation.org. If you want to support the Aftermath Foundation, there's links below on how you can do that. You can also go to the SP shop the spshop.com. You can get a clear bracelet or a Mike Rinder bobblehead, SP bracelet or a Mike Rinder bobblehead. And you can also, if you want a book where I detail out a ton of this craziness that happened at the international headquarters of Scientology, you can order that from blownforgood.com. If you order from blownforgood.com, it'll be signed by my wife and myself. Otherwise, you can get it from Audible, Kindle, anywhere books are sold, digitally or otherwise. You can get a copy of my book. And then otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. Until next time.